Hey everyone, welcome to Popular Cruising. I'm your host Jason Leppert, here with a deck-by-deck review of Viking's new Viking Octantis. The vessel is the company's very first expedition ship. We had a wonderful time on board in the Caribbean. Remember to stay tuned to the end of the video to see our final pros and cons. Let's start as we do with the ship's specifications. Octantis is an expedition vessel with a luxurious lifestyle, marking the first of its namesake class. She was launched at the end of 2021 and has a tonnage of 30,150 and a guest capacity of 378, resulting in an impressively voluminous passenger space ratio of 79.76. Accommodations on board are just as stunning as on Viking's other ocean ships, including the warm and welcoming Nordic Junior Suite we called home. Its 322 square feet is composed of a wider room than most, with a separate seating area facing the Nordic balcony, and firm but spongy mattress that is not only approved by our teddy bears, but also gets a thumbs up from Viking Eric. A new feature available in all cabin categories is a convenient drying closet, which in our Junior Suite was an addition to not one, but two closets, for plenty of hanging storage as well as shelving, which there is even lots more of elsewhere, plus a safe and tons of drawers too. Also repeated from the ocean ships is an in-room coffee maker, daily replenished snacks, and complimentary beverages in a refrigerator. Particularly nice bedside are nightstands with US and European electrical outlets, in addition to standard USB and next-gen USB-C charging ports, and even surface induction charging for smartphones. And dividing the bedroom and seating areas is a handsome wooden partition stocked with the first books of an absolutely massive library available ship-wide, as well as high-quality binoculars to use while on the ship. Then the seating alcove itself faces one of the ship's new Nordic balconies, a switch-operated mechanically openable window that slides down to reveal a railing to view the magnificent scenery outside. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to our channel to be notified when our new cruise videos are published. Across the way from the seating area is another set of electrical outlets, as well as a neat uplift desk with a makeup mirror and jewelry storage built in. And our plush friends always enjoyed watching the 55-inch OLED television opposite the bed. Always a dream on Viking ships are their bathrooms with handy hooks, and in this case an even larger shower and dual sink basins. And the line's in-house Freya toiletries are wonderfully color-coded to easily identify with or without glasses. But it's really the showers that always stand out to us, as considerably larger than average for most cruise ships. Other categories encompass 215 square foot Deluxe Nordic balcony staterooms, which feature entry-level bathrooms with a slightly smaller, but still easy to turn around and shower. And considering it showcases the ship's standard bedroom and living area, it is still very nicely sized and outfitted, with many of the same design features as found in the larger cabins. Or alternatively, 269 square foot Nordic Penthouse accommodations are sized in between Nordic Balcony 1s and Junior Suites, with just a bit more breathing room and additional storage at the foot of the bed, as well as extra closet space. But then when you're talking about the biggest accommodations, the first is the 548 square foot Explorer Suite, with a separate living and dining room, among its own Nordic balcony, bedroom with an extra traditional balcony, and palatial bathroom with both a walk-in shower and bathtub. Plus, special access to the Explorer Suite's garden. And the largest on board is the 1,238 square foot Owner Suite, with a Nordic balcony, expansive living room, separate bedroom, private library, wine and music collections curated by Chairman Torstein Hagen, large bathroom and shower, its own faux fireplace, dining area and boardroom with seating for 6, and a massive private balcony that includes an inviting outdoor whirlpool. When you're ready to book your Viking expedition cruise, we recommend doing so through our sponsor, Fairy Godmother Vacations, who will magically take care of all your trip planning absolutely for free. To get a complimentary quote, just click on the link right here, or call the number or email the address displayed below. Beginning high on the ship and working our way down, activities available to everyone include access to the expansive open deck on the 6th floor, just one of many open-air spaces from stem to stern on Octantis for viewing the wildlife of Antarctica or soaking in the sunny rays of the Caribbean. Our only nitpick here is the presence of a side smoking area that is unfortunately positioned upwind of the deck. Then heading down to Deck 5 is a nearly full wraparound promenade deck that extends almost all the way to the front of the ship, save for the forwardmost portion reserved for the ship's magnificent observation lounge. And at the other end over the stern is where Octantis' unique set of pools and Aquavit Terrace reside. 3 in total have a translucent side, similar to the infinity pool of the ocean ships, but the central one is an indoor-outdoor variety with the magnetum enclosure that can open to make it fully exposed. Plus, the middle one lets you swim under this climate-controlled glass to emerge on the other side. Where a much chillier frigidarium is to the left, the central medium-temperature tepidarium is at the center, and the toastier caldarium is to the right. After taking a final dip, checking out the view beyond, and drying off, the library and the living room await farther forward. Unlike on the ocean ships where the venue is positioned at the lower level of the atrium, here it is perched high above, effectively serving as a great extension of the observation lounge this time around. And while it's the corner of the room that is designated as the library, really the entire thing is fully stocked with a multitude of written volumes to enjoy, while also taking in the passing scenery. It's just one of many great examples of the ship's excellent, quiet, and social retreats. And speaking of the observation lounge, spanning Deck 5 and Deck 4, Viking's applause-worthy Explorer's Lounge has come along for the ride. Again, as an impressive 2-story venue with awesome details, including a wall dedicated to global explorers from the past and present. But hands down, it's the 270-degree wraparound vistas and comfortable chairs that stand out the most. Just imagine rest and relaxation here, with Antarctica views and beyond to the Great Lakes. The architectural details of the ship truly astound, with a core staircase reminiscent of the atrium on the ocean ones, plus bonus nooks also on Deck 4, like these. Then on Deck 3, the all-weather shelter and the bow are ideally arranged for viewing wildlife in the pools, with the former being mostly enclosed to warm up or dry off in, plus highlight the shipbuilder's plaque. Among padded seating and cup holders for coffee or hot chocolate, and the latter being at the sweet spot for spotting whales, penguins, or in this case the pitons of St. Lucia in the Caribbean. Also on Deck 3 is the Travel Consultant Office for planning and booking future Viking vacations, complete with a coveted collection of ocean, river, and expedition ship models on display. On the opposite side is the ship's only retail shop. And even though its selection is relatively small, it still sells the line's usual great logo items, Helly Hansen clothing, and other playful knickknacks. Just below on Deck 2 is Expedition Central and the studio for interacting with the ship's extensive expedition staff. The studio site is outfitted with chairs and tables, as well as a wall of regional plush birds to help identify those seen in the area. And in between is an abbreviated atrium that neatly exposes part of the ship's industrial structure and looks down into the embarkation area, before returning to the other side, where more exploration is in store, such as learning about collected data being returned from a weather balloon, a balloon that was launched right from the ship, which is in fact the only such launching station in collaboration with NOAA to be found on a cruise ship. And suffice it to say, it's a well-attended site that you don't see every day. and it's evidence of just how fascinated guests are by the science programming on board, which we'll discuss more later. Also back down on Deck 2 is the Nordic Spa, Salon, and Fitness Center off a central corridor that has cleverly etched in the floor a bunch of the destination names that Viking visits, leading to the gym, which, as on the ocean ships, has an excellent view, in addition to a separate motion studio. The pampering salon is equally scenic. And naturally, there is an inviting relaxation room before guests are taken for their massages and a series of treatment rooms. I enjoyed a new variety here that uniquely cocooned me in sand, but it's the thermal suite that takes the incredible one on the ocean ships and raises the bar even more with an amazing view. This is what inspired my wife to describe Octantis as Viking out-Viking itself, and I certainly have to agree. I mean, just look at this wonderful hydrotherapy pool, which along with heated tile recliners, is just one of the many elements of Nordic bathing, or alternating between hot and cold environments to improve circulation. Others are a warm experience shower, with various sprays, a cold bucket shower, a snow grotto, this time as more of a flurry than an ice room, traditional steam room, dry sauna, and an outdoor heated whirlpool with spectacular open-air views to Antarctica, the Caribbean, or elsewhere. Deck 2 also has the similarly open-air Finse Terrace, named after Viking Executive Vice President Karina Hagen's globe-trotting dog. There are a ton of areas to view wildlife from the ship, and it just so happens you can do so with the warmth of a pair of fire pits. The list of exquisite details just keeps growing. Meanwhile, on Deck 1 is probably my new all-time favorite venue at sea. The height is definitely hidden within the bow, and is only accessible via the front elevator and stairs, contributing to its speakeasy vibe. This is where the cool kids hang out, with a glass of Aquavit in hand no less. As an awesome industrial-themed space with faux fire, that thanks to its side windows makes it yet another distinct wake view observation lounge. And here it is also seen from outside the bow. Midship on Deck 1 is the Explorer's Desk, essentially Octantis' equivalent of guest relations. And at the back of Deck 1 is the laboratory, where guests can really get hands-on with the ship's science program, like my friend John Roberts from In the Loop Travel, who proves that science is fun. Interactive opportunities available to passengers here include the topic of microplastics, helping to identify and count actual samples from the sea, and using some very sophisticated equipment for any that stump visual confirmation. And it overlooks the dramatic hangar, which will feature at the end of the video. But first, dining is just as good on Viking Octantis as on the line's other ocean ships, with the only letdown being 24-hour room service, which was lacking in selection this time around. However, the ship's bars remain impressive, and included if you've purchased the Silver Spirits package. Just on the other side of the Deck 1 bar is the restaurant. The main dining room is complimentary, as is all food on board, only requiring advance reservations be made for it and Manfredi's. Here we enjoyed everything, like wonderful bread service, one of the best crab cakes I've ever had, refreshing salad, mouth-watering pasta, and a sweet send-off. Aforementioned Manfredi's is also included after making reservations, and offers the same exceptional Italian cuisine as found on the Viking ocean ships. From its own outstanding bread service, to traditional starters, a pasta of the day with decadent black truffle. Other favorites: and entrees like Dover sole, or the restaurant's signature bistecca fiorentina. And you can never go wrong finishing with classic gelato. Nestled in between is also a private dining room for group use that serves select items from Manfredi's, as well as the main restaurant menu, and delicious starter courses such as these. Back at the observation lounge on deck 4 is Paps the Explorer's Bar, honoring Torstein Hagen's father, among other adventurers, and pouring drinks to enjoy while gazing upon the destination. The bar is another nestled within the living room on deck 5. And it may remind you of that not only on the ocean ships, but also on Viking's river longships. My favorite here is the coconut lavender lemonade. Oh, so refreshing. Mamsen's is an homage to Mr. Hagen's mother, and is another improved venue since the ocean ships, with a more dedicated dining area, an expanded series of buffet stations, of course the Norwegian-style bakery's timeless waffle is still showcased, as is the venue's signature split pea soup. Even the World Cafe has been elevated on Octantis, with a greater delineation of its offerings. From breakfast, lunch, and dinner dishes, like premium lump crab eggs Benedict, to an extensive salad bar, the grill has been tacked on for its great burgers at lunch, and even more impressive steaks, tomahawks included, available at dinner. Turf can additionally surf with lobster tails on the side. And lots of toppings can finish them all off, like chimichurri. Also on the other side is a separate sushi and shellfish section of the buffet. Where all-you-can-eat Alaskan king crab legs, shrimp, octopus, and other rotating items can be self-served, as well as a daily selection of sushi and sashimi, the result of which are platefuls of deliciousness. Rounding out the World Cafe is the bakery, open for extended hours, to grab lovely pizzas, and of course a wide selection of cookies and desserts. Our favorite though is the Cold Stone-like ice cream station, where toppings are freshly mixed in to make custom flavors, like this strawberry base with Oreo bits, raspberry sauce, sprinkles, and whipped cream. Yes, please. Punctuating the buffet at the stern is the aforementioned Aquavit Terrace bar, for even more drinks to wash it all down with. And the terrace itself is ideal for enjoying meals al fresco if you so wish. You might expect entertainment to be limited on Octantis, but it's presented in new ways. The Blue Room is a theater lobby with another coffee and water station, and Bird coming to visit, before eventually heading to the hangar. But first, the Aula is a seriously stunning double-decker theater, cinema, and lecture hall, with a convertible view that literally puts the destination front and center on stage where it belongs. When needed, curtains donning paintings by Munch can be lowered, as can a massive curved cinema screen, setting the scene for documentary and film screenings. as well as vocal performances from the talented entertainment manager. Live music permeates the rest of the ship too, thanks to excellent classical instrumentalists and awesome acoustic duos. Then, back in the Aula, officers and expedition staff brief guests on daily activities, including available submarine dives. And when everything is open again, lectures and discussions with the expedition team are also frequently hosted. It cannot be overstated just how impressive the Aula really is. It's unlike anything else I've ever seen at sea. Naturally, expeditions themselves are the whole reason for coming aboard, and the embarkation area on Deck A is fully equipped to facilitate traditional tender operations. Which in the Caribbean took guests to a private beach getaway in St. Kitts, where some of the ship's 16 kayaks were brought out to play, while others went snorkeling. But back on board is the creme de la creme of expedition gear storage. The Hangar, also at the waterline on Deck A, is a gearhead's paradise, housing another 17 Zodiacs and said kayaks, plus 2 6-passenger submarines. Unfortunately, our dive was cancelled due to bad weather. What we did get a ride on, though, was one of the 2 special operations boats, which are deployed in a mechanically fascinating way. Even if you're wheelchair-bound, an elevator can easily take you to this level and gradually ramp up to get you boarded on one of these, since they are stable on solid casters. It's really a lot like easily boarding a Disneyland ride that then extends the slipway and boat itself out of a shell door at the stern. Once we were floated out, we explored the coast of beautiful St. Kitts and encountered other ships nearby, some still sailing, and others wrecked, before passing the other special operations boat, and then getting a taste for just how fast and agile these unique vessels are. They can really maneuver just like jet skis. And of course, reloading at the ship to return to our home away from home was just as easy. Now to finish up with our Viking Octantis pros and cons. What we didn't care for as a pain in the aft are few and far between, and really only extend to the reduced selection of room service offerings, the smoking area that is unfortunately upwind of Open Deck 6, and that's honestly about it. But what we loved and can take a bow are the outstanding overall ship design, great expedition options and equipment available to everyone, and Viking's usual list of impressive inclusions both on and off the ship. Thanks so much for watching. If you would, as it really does help support us, please like this video with a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel while hitting that bell icon to be notified of new videos. Watch our other ones and visit popularcruising.com.